Welcome back, everyone. I'm Sephiroth, and today we are continuing our deep dive into the many weapons and staves from Colorful Magic that have been fixed by Colorful Magic Fixed and made available by my mod vendors for Colorful Magic Fixed. If you haven't been paying attention, I have just finished the bosses mod. Well, the boss portion of Colorful Magic is available in a separate mod. Check the details of this mod, and it gives the complete load order with all of the mods installed in the proper sequence so that everything works. Alright, without further ado, let's dive on in. We are getting into Raikiri. Target takes 20 points of shock damage. Decrease the target's magic regeneration by 100% for 5 seconds. Ooh, so spellcasters do not get any magicka back. Ouch! For that, we're going to enjoy tapping into a mage victim. Gotta love those shock effects. That's cool. Even with my low-level character, it's doing a decent amount of damage. And I love the knowledge that each of these hits prevents his magicka from coming back at all for 5 seconds. The 5 seconds gives me pause, because then, if you timed that right, if you knew for 5 seconds your opponent wasn't going to get any more magicka, there are certain, I think it was Arcanum, had certain spells that pull magicka from the target. So if you combined this with an anti-magicka spell in your left hand, you could drain them completely and they still wouldn't get any back for another 4 or 5 seconds if you timed it right. So something to keep in mind for mage slaying later on. Alright, next we're getting into the Red Crystal Staff. Absorb 20 points of health per second from the target. Oh, it's just a drain. Whoa! Whoa. Okay, so I'm loving the little, that's like death by 1,000 evil blood-sucking bee stings. That works, that was beautiful. Oh, I love it. It even gives like a, I don't know, there's bits of chunks flying out of the air that just make it feel like what you're using is uber powerful. I love it. That is an awesome staff. Can't argue with the textures too, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that is awesome. That is definitely an endgame level staff. Next, we're going to look at the Ruby Rod, a blast of fire that does 10 points of damage to the target for 10 seconds. Targets of fire take extra damage. Target moves at 50% speed for 10 seconds. Ooh, this will be worth testing out. Okay, so it's a single shot. Does look like it's affecting his movement speed. Let's pull the camera back a bit. Something's going on with the camera when I shoot this. Oh, that's interesting. So the projectile is like a wall of fire aiming at the target. That's different. I've actually seen that. I think we saw that with Palette's staff when one of the Atronachs that comes out of it uses a similar graphic when it fires. That is cool. That's a unique animation for a fire spell. 10 points of fire damage to the target for 10 seconds. So we should be getting a more intense burn than what you usually get from your fire spells, which seems to be what's going on there. Cool. So depending on the other spell mods that you're working with, the fact that this has kind of a longer burn is something that you could combine with certain spell mods that are meant to interact with the target while they're on fire. None come to mind at the top of my head, but that might be something to keep in mind. Next, we have the Sapphire Staff, a blot. I'll have to fix that. A bolt of blue lightning that does 40 points of shock damage to health. Absorb 20 points of magicka from the target. Decrease the target's magicka regeneration by 100% for 10 seconds. So this one, while it also stops them from negating magicka, also sucks their magicka dry. That's like an upgraded version of Raikiri, technically, because Raikiri just did damage and prevents a regen of magicka. This does more shock damage and then steals their magicka. So you're already doing shock, which fries their magicka, and then you steal more magicka and they can't get any magicka back. So this is like a mage be gone type of staff, and I can't argue with the textures there. Those actually look looks pretty epic. I like it. Next is the Silent Moon Sword. Burn the target for 10 points of damage. Absorb 10 points of stamina from the target. While the moons are out, your attack burns the target for 8 more damage. Oh, that's pretty. It looks beautiful to have a blade that's just wreathed in flame like that. The only downside is if you go into first person, this is like putting your head right up to the headlights of your car and just not being able to see half the screen. Well, a third of the screen, but you get the idea. Still, looks beautiful. I love the green flame effect. That's pretty cool. Kind of took the idea of the Silent Moon enchantments and dialed it up to 11, which is basically what colorful magic is. Next, we're going to look at the Silver Crossbow. Attacks to this crossbow ignore 50% of the target's armor. Alright, let's try some of this armor penetrating. I feel like this would be easier in first person. Whoa, reload. Okay. Looks beautiful. Wow, actually, up front here in the first person view, you get a really nice view of the textures there, which are very crisp. Bye-bye! That is fun. You know what? Yeah, let's finish him off. That is cool. Very precise. Where's your head? Close enough. Alright, so that is the Silver Crossbow. Particularly, ignores 50% of the target's armor. It's kind of your boss killer. Oh, if you combine that with a sniper build, oh my gosh. Oh, the damage of a sniper with armor ignoring. That's kind of, wow. You might be able to one-shot colorful magic bosses with that if you're doing a full assassin build. And we have the Silver Falchion. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Looks beautiful. You're done. Goodbye. But yeah, I'm just admiring the textures on that blade. That looks pretty cool. Are you gonna die? This is a tough bandit. Wow, either that or my one-handed is not very high right now. Especially effective against undead. Yeah, so this is your undead begone kind of a sword. Let's see if we can't get a better look. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, kind of hard to zoom in on that any further, but it is just a one-handed blade. Or is that more of a dagger? No, it's technically a sword. Alright. Cool. Anyways, it's pretty. It's good against undead. Moving on. Next we have Staff. A blast of fire. Does 25 points of damage to the target. While the moons are out, extra damage. Blast of fire does 2 points of damage to the target. While the moons are out, fire does extra damage. Okay, so this is actually another item that I need to go back and tweak the descriptions of. Somehow, I think usually when you add an enchantment to a weapon, you'll stagger it based on like the character's skill or the character's level. It looks like multiple settings of this are being activated simultaneously, which technically should make this do quite a bit of damage. Oh, that's doing the same like wall fire shot that we saw before. That's pretty cool. It is a little distracting to me to have like the right side of my vision suddenly turn into a wall of flame. But it does look cool. Well, that's pretty straightforward. I'm pretty sure that this basic staff that you're seeing here, it actually is part of the crafting system that you get into later on once you've hunted a few more bosses. But that's definitely a conversation for another time. Next is Staff of Blizzard. Target takes 60 points of frost damage per second. I assume it's concentration. Oh, yeah, that is... Whoa. That was a lot of damage. That was an epic amount of damage. Pretty long charge time, but... Wow. That is cool. That is Frost Mage for the win. Next we have Staff of Cyclone. Does 60 points of damage per second. May fling victims into the air. Yes, please. And fling? Oh! Okay, so this one is not concentration. This one you actually do charge and then deploy. But I am totally a fan of the just flinging them into the air. I think that is fun. Oh wait, charge fire. Bloop. So it says may have a chance, but I popped it 3 times in a row. So the odds are pretty high that is going to do its thing. I love that for an air mage though. I've never tried a playthrough specifically around wind magic, but that would be right in line with that. Next we have Staff of Darkness. Dark Orb does 55 points of damage. Let's get a look at this in the first person view, shall we? Whoa! Hi. That is interesting. Like purple and fire and stuff. Na 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 na. You can't catch me. Mostly because I'm trying to kill you. That is cool. I like the different colors of burning effects that are going on there. That's fun. So that's straightforward. Just 55 points of damage. Darkness. Life is good. Staff of Destruction. 60 points of fire damage per second. Oh no. Ah! That's... Oof. That is effective. I love the torch effect on this staff. Like, some of them just go for a nice little glow. This one's like, I'm already on fire. Let me out. I will say the effect is a little on the loud side, but it is like a staff of destruction. It's not even a staff of fireball at this point. It's just everything dies. And along those same lines, we have the staff of Dragonfire, which has the same, very similar description to the destruction staff. 60 points of damage per second in health. Okay, is this the same? It's not concentration. Ah, okay. So with the Dragonfire staff, it actually kind of is more of a projectile-based target in that it lights the ground on fire in a line behind the target. So if you're working in hallways, for example, you can get everyone to bunch up together and smile for the camera. You may give them the worst day ever. And this is the staff of... Ooh, this will be pretty. Okay, so this is the staff of Dragonfrost. Freezing Blast. Let's bring in another gentleman to help us out here. Nice. I love that effect of ice gathering on the limbs of the target. Just gives that I'm a frost mage, get off my lawn kind of a feeling, you know? The longer you deal with him, the more... There it is. That's what I was waiting for. A stacking ice effect that eventually knocks over the target. That's awesome. I love it. Then we have the Eldergleam Staff. Releases a blast of wind that absorbs 30 points of health. This is actually one that I've used in my playthrough. You can get it pretty early on from a boss called Eldergleam. I'll let your mind wander at which grove you find Eldergleam. Anyway, so it does a decent amount of damage, but you also absorb health from the target. So when I've been doing modded playthroughs, mostly when I'm testing different bosses and stuff, this is a nice little emergency ripcord weapon to keep in the back pocket, just in case I over or underestimated what I was up against. But it also gives an interesting idea, more of a druidic nature effect of wind that for some reason is also sucking the lives out of the children of Salem. Not quite sure what would make wind do that. Usually that's a vampiric sort of thing. But anyway, actually, here we go. This is summons the Eldergleam Guardian. This is one of the weapons I need to hide from the vendor's menu, because you can earn this by slaying the Eldergleam Guardian, and then you can summon the Eldergleam Guardian, which then pulls a lovely Spriggan move. Step 1, go invisible. Step 2, I need to debug why this thing is not actually fighting. Okay. So maybe I need to hide this staff just because it's not working. Oh, there. Okay, okay. Now we go. Okay, that was weird. Yeah, the NPC just didn't tick on for some reason, but now it has activated a lot. That's a lot of activating. Nice. Yeah, the summons from Colorful Magic are absolutely bonkers because most of them are the bosses that you slay, which is just fantastic. Actually, that is a beautiful point to end on, really, is we can summon this bad boy. Once you successfully kill him, Colorful Magic is all about making you earn it. Unless you have a lot of gold, and then you can just buy it. But I'm going to remove a lot of these from the vendor list so that you can't actually buy it, because I like the idea of making you earn it. That's just me. Alright, I hope you guys have enjoyed this demonstration of weapons and spells thus far. Feel free to like the video, subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite item or weapon we've seen so far is, and what role you think it will have in your next playthrough. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.